standing between you and lunch. That's right. Wilney was kind enough to share with us that he felt he was the king of nerds. Well, I'm here to share with you that I am the queen of nerds. And that is correct. And I can prove it. My background, I was in school, I was in college for over 9 years. Pretty nerdy. Why was I in school? Why was I in college for over 9 years? Why do you think I went to school that long? I like it. I love learning. I wake up in the morning and I say, I want to go learn something. I just couldn't get enough. Is there anyone in here who's ever had any issues in your life trying to figure out what you want to do when you grow up? Is there anyone? Take us a little bit of time. Yes, that's exactly what I am. I was a career student for almost a decade. And what I was trying to do is figure out, what is my calling? What do I want to do with my life? What do I want to be when I grow up? And I went to undergrad and I got a degree in political science. Then I thought, well, that's not going to be enough, so I went to business school and I have a master's degree in business administration. And then I went to law school and I have a doctor of jurisprudence. After all of that schooling, I had a lot of bills. Yes, yes. My parents had always encouraged me growing up that you need to go and be the best you can be. Go to school. But they didn't have the ability and never had assisted me in any financial way. So what I had was an opportunity while I was going to school to support myself. And to do so, I took a lot of different jobs. I've always been in a position when I was in school, I thought, well, if I don't work, I can't eat. And if I do not work, I won't be able to go to school. So consequently, I've worked in almost every industry that's out there. I've been in everything from food service jobs. I've been a waitress and a bartender and a pizza delivery driver several times. I've been in sales. I've been in retail, worked in the mall. And I have also been a telemarketer. I worked for a company called First USA. Has anyone heard of this company? Yes. We sell credit cards. It's one of the things we sell. And I would call this part of the country. I actually live down in Austin, Texas now. I would call this part of the country, the Washington, D.C. metro area. And I call you at home while you're eating dinner. While I was working for First USA, what was I calling you? What was I trying to offer you over the phone? Credit card. That's what I was trying to do. And what would you sometimes do? You hang up. Would that hurt my feelings? No, because I'd been through customer service training, and they taught us as a telemarketer, they said, you got to smile and dial. And that's what I did. So I pick up the phone and I call again. I also had the opportunity to work for a company called Psychic Friends Network. Has anyone seen the commercials of my company? Madam Cleo, anyone seen these ads? Yes, that's a real company. It's a real business. And now what I did is I'm a professional psychic. So for almost 2 years, my job was to have you call me, and I kept you on the phone for a maximum of an hour at $4.99 a minute. How much is that an hour you're paying the psychic line? $5 a minute, basically, times 60 minutes is $300 an hour. I've had the opportunity in my life to have all these diverse types of experiences. I'm here to talk with you for a few minutes about diversity in the workplace. Diversity is simply the presence of differences. That's what it is, the dictionary. I have seen diverse workplaces and all these experiences that I've had in my life. And more recently, what I've been doing is I have been in the legal field for the better part of maybe the last 7 years. And first, I taught. So I was in the legal field and I was a teacher. I was on the faculty at the University of Texas at Austin where I taught business law. So I had juniors and seniors, undergraduate students, taught them all about what they needed to know, what they have to know to go out into the work environment and manage a diverse workforce. After teaching, I went out on my own and I opened a small business, the law offices of Courtney E. Anderson. And at my law office, I had the opportunity to work in a diverse field again. I've handled lots of criminal law cases, I still do, probate and family law. And the thing that I really learned a lot was employment law cases. Things like sexual harassment, ADA violations, Title VII violations. I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to represent clients who say they were discriminated at their place of employment. And I've had the opportunity and pleasure to sue all different types of organizations. Yes, I've sued big organizations, large corporations, private sector, like American Airlines. And I did so well in my American Airlines, my first lawsuit against them for sexual harassment and age discrimination, that I've gotten lots of referrals. In fact, I just had a message yesterday at my office from someone else, former American Airlines employee, seeking my services. And I've sued banks, and I've dealt with construction companies, and I've dealt with small businesses and family businesses, and also public sector entities. And it's amazing. I went out and I started handling these cases, and I think I've been around a while, I've seen a lot. I was literally shocked at what I saw occurring. I couldn't believe some of the blatant mistakes I saw managers, supervisors, and team members making at these organizations. And I thought to myself after a while, something must be lacking. And when the opportunity came for me to move into consulting and training and mediations and investigations, I figured it out. Many organizations fail to appropriately train your team members and your supervisors and your managers about what they have to know about diversity in the workplace. Managing diversity in our lives is one of the most important skills and tools that we need. It's true. I know that because even when I was growing up, and I'm what is affectionately called a military brat. I'm an Army brat. What that means is my father was in the Army. I've moved around the entire country, and I lived in all different types of places, both here in the U.S. and abroad. I actually lived here in Northern Virginia twice. Went to Lake Braddock High School, and I also lived in Prince William County for a while. When I moved around and I was always a new person, did I need to be able to manage diversity as a child? Sure. Then when I became an adult and I had all my different jobs, sometimes I'm a pizza delivery driver, sometimes I'm your friendly phone psychic. Did I need to be able to manage diversity? Absolutely, positively. And in your organization where you work right now, do your managers, supervisors, and all of your team members have to be able to manage diversity? What are the consequences to failing to manage diversity? A lawsuit. We could have a lawsuit. Because are there lots of laws mandating that we manage diversity? Are there? Some team members, some organizations I've worked with don't even know. They don't even know. Have the federal courts recently stated that supervisors and managers have to know basic anti-discrimination laws, or it's reckless indifference on the basis of the organization? What does that mean in real life to you? If you fail to train your managers and supervisors on basic discrimination laws, we've got federal ones and we also have some state laws, and in some areas like Washington, D.C., we have city laws. If you fail to train them and they just do not know, I don't know what ADA is, I don't know what ADEA is, I have no idea what PDA is, I don't know. If they don't know, then your organization could be liable for something called punitive damages. Has anyone heard of this? Punitive damages, punitive damages. What does that mean, punitive? What's that word mean? Yeah, punitive damages is money to punish you. Punish your organization for the bad things that you've done. And I think if I recollect that there's even been very recently a proposal or a new movement for federal agencies to have to pay discrimination lawsuits now out of your own money and your own budgets. Am I understanding that correctly? That's what I thought. Are your managers and supervisors excited about learning about ADA and PDA and FLSA and FMLA and HIPAA and COBRA? Are they excited about that? Sometimes they're not. Now, sometimes I come to train and I've got people who are like me. They're nerds. They love the law. They want to know everything they can. And other people come to training and they could care less. So what we do is I have two different types of programs for managing diversity in the workplace. The first one is your core program that you have to have every manager, supervisor, and lead train in. And we're going to focus really on the EEOC. What are the requirements? What do you have to know? At the end of this training, your team members, those managers and supervisors will know bright lines. What to say in an interview, what not to say. What to do in a workplace environment, what not to do. And we'll make it come alive and have meaning to them. We have another perspective on diversity. And it really comes from this idea of respect. How important is respect in your workplace? Is it important at all? Yes. How many of you right now say to yourselves, I don't mind being disrespected at all. I have no need for respect. I don't mind at all. Anyone? Typically, when I work with team members, especially non-supervisory team members, a lot of the things that lead to conflict in your work environment, and we've been talking all morning, I've heard lots of people talk about difficult people, how to communicate with them, how to handle it, bad attitudes. These bad attitudes turn into lawsuits if you do not train. They do. If you do not train people how to communicate effectively. And I do it from an entire model based on respect. How do I get respect at work? I give it. Do I have to keep it, do I have to earn it? Yes, and we walk through with your team members concepts of respect, and we use examples that are applicable in their real life jobs. And we make it an experience that has meaning for them, has meaning for your organization, and yes, will save you, if utilized appropriately, that inevitable lawsuit. How many of your organizations in here have never, ever been involved in a lawsuit? Okay, one person. Excellent, wonderful, great. What I want you to think about as we leave to go to training, this is something that has to be done. It's sort of like going to the dentist. I just went to the dentist last week. It's something that we don't necessarily look forward to, but I have to go to the dentist because if I don't, what'll be a consequence? My teeth might fall out. I have to have this training because the courts have told you you have to have it. And in fact, it's something called an affirmative defense to prove later when you're sued. That's your only defense. So you got to do it. Invest the time and energy in finding someone that's going to have a skill set to be able to actually impart the information where it's worth it. And I, along with I know every other speaker here today, is absolutely privileged and thrilled to be here. I look forward to serving your needs as a trainer. And if I don't have the opportunity to train you, and if your organization does not invest the time, the energy, and the resources in these types of issues, then I do look forward to the opportunity to working with you as an attorney. Because the inevitable result will be I'll either help you on the front end, it's called legal strategic planning, prevent it, or I'm here to help you on the back end. So I thank you for your time and attention. It is time for a lunch break. I'm going to bring Rocky Bond back up. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.